The rising cost of grocery, rent, and petrol hurt people living in Australia. Among them, international students are also affected by the high inflation costs. Australian international students not only suffer from the closing border from COVID-19, but also the rising costs when the border reopens again.
Comparing to 2019, which is when I first came to Australia, the prices have vastly changed.
With the relaxation of working hours on a student visa, students are allowed to work more than 20 hours per week. So, more international students work multiple jobs during studying full-time to cope with the rising cost of living in Australia.
I feel like if I'm not doing 2 or more jobs at the moment, I won't be able to afford myself, even with living costs.
According to Australian Education International, around 56% of international students work while studying. During academic holidays, this number jumped to almost 70%.
I decided to work 2 jobs to help my parents with costs like accommodation and food, since they already pay for my fees. And I also wanted to become more independent and also become more of an adult.
Working as a project manager at Yale Melbourne and the front house staff at a Chinese restaurant while studying full-time, Cici Nguyễn worked total 36 hours per week.
There are many things happening at the same time. Sometimes it's hard to kind of balance yourself. Sometimes you might feel down, like I might feel down without a reason.
Studying workload and working hours make international students challenging to achieve work-life balance. International students are under financial pressure from many causes. Especially with the rising costs in Australia, students have to spend more money to afford a living. So, many students choose to work multiple jobs during studying full-time. Definitely, these situations could have a negative effect on the physical health and mental health of international students.
Working and studying and everything else, then I think that's where a lot of anxiety and stress happens. So I think, I've heard of students who are not attending classes because they are on more than 2-3 jobs, and then that has an impact on things like class attendance have impact on COE and student visa.
I feel like I'm much more awake now comparing to myself back 2 years ago.
Nicole Wanziru, working as a student mentor at Australian Catholic University and front house staff at Pizza Company, feeling these pressures in the first few months.
At the beginning of when I came, so the first 3 months, I was suffering a lot from burnout, and there was actually a time I broke down.
Can international students ensure their health and study performance if the overwork continues?
That has to be a priority, and if as long as you think you can cope with that, then you can work however much or little as you think you are able to balance.
Study or earn money? What is the priorities of international students? Khánh Trần, reporter from Deakin University.